Today on In the Woodyard, I've got a trailer. It's empty. I've got wood right over there. Somebody wants some wood. How about I put the wood in the trailer and we take it to them? I think that's a good idea. Let's go. So today is going to be the first official dump day for my new dump trailer. I have a customer that's a past customer and ordering another 2-face cords, or 2/3 of a cord if that's how you like to say it, of wood, and I'm going to throw it into the dump trailer. We're going to drive over to the guy's house and I'm going to dump it. So you're going to get to see finally this dump trailer doing some dumping. You're going to see it how far it telescopes up. It's pretty impressive. Last night when I did a delivery, you were watching yesterday's video, you should have seen. The dump that I did wasn't much of a dump because we stacked the wood in the guy's garage. So what I did is I just tipped it up. The wood came to us, we grabbed it out of the back and we stacked it. So you really didn't get to see the full extension in the daylight with the dump and everything. So it really wasn't truly its first outing as far as dumping, but today is the day. So I backed up to this pile of wood right here. There's a bunch of stuff here. I see there's a bunch of ash and maple and cottonwood and aspen, and I'm gonna throw a bunch of this in here, and then we got another pile that's got some variety of stuff we're gonna put in too. So I'm gonna chuck in a bunch of wood, 2-face cords, and we're gonna go do it. Here we go, time to chuck. Look at that, it's a load. I put a bunch on, and it's actually more than 2-face cords. I put some extra stuff on because the first pile that I was digging in, some of the wood is a little questionable. And I remember when I cut this wood was 2 years ago, and when I cut it, I remember I was thinking back, it was a load I got for real cheap from John because it was wood that he said it was sitting for like a couple of years. So the wood's like 4 years old, which is why a lot of it is so green. And I noticed a lot of the maple that was in there, because there was some maple, was real light. So it's getting to the point where it's pretty much, it needs to be burned right now. And it's not super high quality wood. There was a bunch of aspen in here, and there was also a bunch of cottonwood in here too. And I didn't want to give the guy too much of that. So there, in this pile here, there was a little bit of ash, a bunch of maple, a bunch of cottonwood, and some aspen, and that's what was in here. And then I came over to this other pile over here, and I threw a bunch more maple on stuff that's not even a year, well, it's about a year old. So you can see it's lighter in color, so it's fresher wood, a little more solid, a little more heavy, so it'll be a little better quality wood. That's why I threw some extra on too, because some of the stuff I put in there wasn't the greatest wood. There was also a little bit of birch in there too that I threw, and there's a few pieces you can see right here. And so the reason I'm bringing this up is one of the guys in the channel made a comment. Well, actually, I've heard this several times. Why do I go to several different piles? Why don't I just have piles of wood that is mixed hardwood that I can just go to and I can just throw it all in? It's because when you cut, you don't always get a good mixture. The stuff that was over there, a lot of that was stuff that I cut on a farm a couple years ago, and a lot of it was cottonwood and aspen. And there wasn't much else in there. There was a little bit of ash, and then I had part of a load in there with some maple. So there was an okay mix, but not a good variety. And this pile over here, well, this was all ash at one time, which is all gone now. And the pile that I just took from right over here, that's right around the corner on behind these pellets, that's all maple. And the reason I go to different piles is I want to give the people, you know, better quality wood and try to do a better mix of stuff, so it's not just all the crap wood. I don't want people just to get the junk stuff I'm trying to get rid of. I want to give them a good mix of stuff. So they get some lighter, faster burning stuff like the cottonwood and the aspen. It burns okay for a fire pit or a fireplace, that some people are okay with it. But I also want to give them some good stuff, some ash and some maple. So that's why I go to different piles, because as you know, when you go cutting the woods, for those of you that cut a lot, you might go one day and you might only cut all ash trees, or you might cut an area where all there is maple, or you might cut only, you know, birch and popple, you know, aspen. So, and then in that area, you know, you're not going to go spread it throughout your whole area. It's kind of going to be on that stack or in that area when you're pulling the wood. And I like to kind of pull it all and just kind of work my way into the pile. Like I started here and worked my way that direction because I'm going to clear all this out. So eventually this wood's going to go over here, and then all this will be sold too. So like everything right here on this row, all the way through here, all the way through here, this is all cottonwood right here. I know it's all cottonwood, but then back behind there, that's all maple back there. And then all that's gonna be oak over there. Obviously that's a pile of hickory that hasn't been cut up yet. Now everything from here going this direction, I can see by looking at it, most of this, like probably 90% of this is cottonwood from here all the way down this way. This is all cottonwood through here. So now when I go to sell this, I obviously don't want to give people just all cottonwood and I'll be selling a lot of this for campfire wood. I'll give them some of this, I'll give them some maple, I'll give them some ash. You know, I might put some cherry in there if they want mixed hardwood. Now, if someone says I want cheap wood that's, you know, cheap, then I can tell them, hey, I got cottonwood and I'll sell that for a lot less. So there's that. But when people want to mix, I want to truly have it be a mix and not just, you know, garbage, because you're going to lose customers that way. So that is why I a lot of times will go to 2, 3, 4 different piles when I'm procuring the wood to go into the trailer to deliver to the customer. We're going to go down the road right now and we're going to go dump this load. Here we go.
Yeah, last time you were here it was so cold your pump hardly worked.
Well, it was cold that day.
Yeah.
Now it's finally getting nice, isn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah, that's a different kind of hydraulic. It's a front jack, so
Okay.
it's a lot stronger. It can lift from way out here instead of way in the middle.
Okay.
And it's a 3-stage. You'll see it. That's not even the first stage yet.
Wow.
There's the second stage there.
Oh yeah, there it is.
It was pretty high, doesn't
That
it?
is high.
Yeah, that's way up there. Like I said, this is the first time I'm using it, so this is the first time me seeing it all the way up too. I mean, I did it when we bought it. We raised it up just to see what it would do. But I'm gonna put the camera over here. Yeah, that's way steeper one. It's 2 feet longer than my old trailer too, so
okay.
it looks higher too.
Yeah.
Gravity, so that's kind of nice. Oh yeah. Yeah. They say it saves on the battery, it saves on the system and everything. Yeah. I am back from my delivery. I just disconnected the trailer and I've just been doing some looking and some measuring. And I think I know what I'm going to do to make my trailer bigger, because bigger is better. So first thing I'm going to show you that I just did is I shortened up these chains that hold the doors open here. Instead of taking links out, I just put some zip ties in here to see how it'll work at that link, and I think it'll be pretty good. So I'm gonna leave that for a while, and eventually, you know, I'll open this up and I'll shrink it down a little bit and take some links off. But for now, I just did zip ties on both sides. Then instead of having this chain right here hanging down, just catching debris and stuff, I wrapped it up around the spreader gate latch here. So on both sides. I just lifted it up like that. And then I'm going to tip the camera upside down here. If you look underneath, I put my license plate on, and I do need to get my new registration stickers on there because I'm just going to transfer the plate. So there is the license plate. And I've been looking at the sides here. So I think what I'm going to do is I was thinking about how much higher I want to go, and I just measured, and right now I'm at 29 inches high. That's how high that is. That's how high my back is. It's 29 inches from the floor to the top over here, from the floor to the top there. So here's my ideas. I think what I'm going to do is up on the inside here, I'm going to put a piece of 2x6 that will go all the way across here, because there's a ledge right up underneath here, and I can have it sit on that. It'll sit on here, and I can bolt it in right on the both ends here, and then maybe I'll put a bracket right here, back here, just to hold it, a little L bracket type thing I'll put right here. I'll just screw one hole, screw it in, and all it needs to do is basically stop the wood from falling through this opening here. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to build the sides up higher, and in order to keep this as it is, the screen for rolling it out, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get another 2x12 by 12 foot. I'm going to put it up on top of here, but I'm going to cut it at a 45 on both sides here, so it goes up like this, and I'll be able to take the screen protector fabric and go up and over the top of it. So I think I'll cut this at a 45, and then I'll just do a 2x4 leg bolted here, another 2x4 here, like a 2-footer, and then one right here, and then one down on this side. And on this end, I'm going to go up. So I've got my 2x6 right here, and then from right here, I'll cut an angle and go up at a 45 and then go out level. So then I'll put a 2x4 right here. So basically, I'll have 4 support pieces across here that I'll have leg bolted with a couple leg bolts. And I'll have them so they go through this, but not through the other side. And I'll have both sides up. And by doing that, I gain 11 more inches. So right now I'm at 29. So if I do that, I will be at 40 inches high, which is pretty darn nice. It'll be up to about here. And we're going to see how that works. So I think that's what I'm going to do. By angling it right here, if I cut this out at a 45, and I can always put a bolt down into here to hold that and the bracket that I put on. I'll still be able to get my screen over the top. I'll gain 11 more inches, and then I'll have the board right butting up against this right here. I'll gain, that's about, I don't know, 2.5, 3 inches there. And then I'll have a 45 coming up right through here and then across. If I do that on both sides, I think that's going to work pretty nice, and it should look pretty decent too. Tell me what you think, because by the time you tell me what you think, I'll probably have it done. Not going to do it today, but soon. Well, I figured instead of just sitting around waiting for my person to come pick up the wood, I would get some work done. So I warmed up the tractor, and I am going to pick up all these chunks. I'm going to go dump those in a cookie bin. I'm going to take my splitter and take it over to a pile of wood that is over on the other side, and I can start doing some splitting. It is an absolutely gorgeous day today. It's too bad you're sitting in your cubicle, because right now it's about 40 degrees out, sun is shining, birds are singing. It's a glorious day once again. So I'm just picking up some of these chunks here and get rid of what I can for now. There's a bunch of odd stuff here that I'm just gonna throw in. Take it over to the cookie bin. Some of this stuff I scraped away, that's frozen. Anyway. What is this? Stuff that I scraped away during the winter. So whatever I can get in here now, I'm gonna haul out of here. Whoopsie. It's all frozen. Bought these chunks from when Bo and I were split, and I'll get these out of here. Whatever I can get out of the ice. I can fit it all in. More here than I thought. That might be about it. Come back, get the rest, and get the splitter then. Because it's not going to fit. I got a few more right here. I just can't cram them all in. No sense in fall out. So I'm going to go dump this load, come back. Alright, well, I'll turn around now, hook up the splitter, and pull that out of here. Can't see it, but I just backed up to the wood pile here. I'll show you. Just turn this around. Take you guys off. There we go. So there's the wood pile. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear a spot off right in here, and I will move the splitter right back in here. I'm going to move some of this debris out of here. Maybe I'll use the tractor. I'll pull all this crap out of here because this all needs to be sorted through. There's tons of kindling stuff like this in here I want to get out of here. Well, a lot of it's going to be frozen in now, but I'll scrape away what I can, and then I'm going to put the splitter here and start splitting and just chucking the pieces right in here because this wood's all going to go right in this area here, so that's the plan. So there is the wood right over here that's 2 loads that I dumped that I cut with Tony. And so I brought the tractor in here and I cleaned all the debris and pulled it out here so I could get the splitter in, and I just made a pile, and it's getting super messy and soupy and just sloppy, which is not good. But it's supposed to get cold over the next couple nights and everything will freeze up again and get hard. So we're at that time of year now where it can get nasty and messy. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start the splitter up. There's the wood. I'm gonna let it fall right here because I'm gonna put a pallet right down here and we'll just stack it right in through here is where it's gonna end up going. So I'll probably put a pallet down first. I'll bring that over here and that way it'll be in place so I can start stacking and then just build the wood as I split it going this direction. So I'm gonna go get a pallet and we're gonna start splitting. There's wood that got split. I did, I don't know, a bunch. I split for a couple hours. My guy that was supposed to come couldn't get out of work, so he didn't come, which is okay. I just kept splitting wood. And so there you can see that's what I got left, this right here. So I split probably 2/3 of what was here. And what was here was probably 2 full cores. Well, it was more than 2 full cores. It was probably closer to, I would say 7 to 8 face cords. So I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's wood. I split it. I've been splitting this stuff fairly small, as you can see. This is about as big as I want them. Like this, down to about this size, a couple inches, because it's real wet oak and I want it to be ready for next year. So I'm splitting it down fairly small so that it dries pretty fast. And so tomorrow I'll probably finish the rest of this. It's very soupy here. I don't know if you can see it. It's just muddy everywhere. Wherever you step, you just sink in, because it got up to about 40 degrees today and it was sunny. And tomorrow is supposed to be, well, tonight it's supposed to get down into the low 20s, and tomorrow is supposed to only be in the high 20s. So that'll be nice. The ground will freeze up again. It won't be so soupy out here. I like the warmer days, but it does make a mess. So tomorrow I'm going to split some more stuff. Bo is supposed to come tomorrow if he doesn't have to work, so we're going to see. He said he'd try to come tomorrow and the next day. So hopefully I get him for a couple days in a row and we can get some more splitting done and do some more cutting and all that good stuff. So that is it for today, folks. You know what to do. Poke the buttons, hit them all, hit the like, subscribe, share, all that. Tomorrow, come on back. It'll be fun between now and then. Get outside, get cutting. Good night, Irene.